What's up guys, today I'm going to be doing the fuel return on the Altima. Unfortunately, I lost all the clips on my phone because I ran out of storage. So I'm going to have to start off fresh and just go through it from there. So starting from the front, well, I'm having to use my iPad, so that's why the video kind of sucks today. But starting from the front, there's a fuel pressure regulator. You mount to wherever you want, and you're going to get a 5/16 quick connect to go from there and there. So your return is your bottom one, inlet is this one, outlet is this one, and then the outlet is what goes to the rail. You cut this to wherever you set it. I set mine to obviously fit there. If you are boosted, you're gonna need to tap the vacuum into your vacuum block. So now for my return line, how I ran it was directly along the feed, so you can kind of see it. It runs all the way underneath with those little cable clips looking things to like mount screw in onto the car. And then inside the car is where everything meets up back with a 90-degree 6AN line. Now for the fuel pump, I'm running a Hellcat pump for my current setup. You can use 340. I want to see why there's an issue with it. So this is how it kind of looks. Basically what I did was putting the Hellcat, mine is an aftermarket unit, but it's basically the same setup, alright? So stock, basically, your fuel pressure regulator is like somewhere right up here, but it's basically the same. So how it goes is your pump loops to here, and it goes through a whole bunch of swirling, I guess, inside there, and comes out through the top here. So what I did, I deleted that. I just did the pump direct into the top, and then my fuel return is going to go back to where the line used to do its loop to the top. So now what used to be the feed on this part is now my return. So it's going to return into this. I'm going to cap this off, and then it's just going to drain out right here where the regulator used to be, and the fuel pump can just suck it back in. I'm trying to find a cap for it, but I'm also debating if I should, because I don't know how the system really works exactly. So I'll give an update on that as I use the system. On the bottom here, I have 3 holes for previous issues that I had with the car having fuel cut, and I did fix it. So I'm just gonna leave the holes in there just to prevent any issues. So now the fuel can be sucked in from right down here, or the holes at the bottom, or even up here. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just cap this off, so there's no way of like any airlocks of that happening, since it's just going to be direct into there. So I'm going to go set up back everything in the car, and then show you guys my setup. On your fuel pressure regulator, you're going to run 50 psi for my setup, at least. According to your tuner, will vary. So for me, my current setup is 50 psi. All you got to do is loosen this and then adjust that as you go. So I'm going to go reinstall everything and get back with you guys. Alright, so now everything's all set up, the cap, and cleaned up a little bit. I just got to clean it up some more. What I also did, I drilled, I don't know if you can see it right there, so since the return is going to basically come out of here, it can still suck in the fuel. If you want, you could put a cap on there and do whatever. The G35 system is like that, but unfortunately those are a twist to lock fuel pressure regulator, while we use a C-clip. So this is basically the setup for any of the Nissan fuel pumps. This is basically what you're going to run into. It just, stuff will be in different locations, but this is the setup that I would recommend. I'm going to throw it in the car now and show you guys like the adjustment of the fuel pressure regulator and all of that. So I'll do it in a few minutes. Oh, forgot to mention, since I got lost in clips, this is marine safe heat shrink, so it doesn't get like deteriorated in fuel and stuff. And then for the Hellcat pump, we did have to trim the little support because the base of the Hellcat pump is wider than the 340. And then that's about it. I mean, what I did like those little, what do you call those little male and female plugs here, so because it is a used Hellcat pump, so if anything, I can always just split the heat shrink and swap the pumps. So without further ado, I'm gonna go install it and get back with you guys. Alright, so we are all done and running. 50 PSI right now. Everything all set up back here. My only complaint is if you can get a low profile 90-degree return like fitting for right there. I'm gonna look into that because that's my only complaint is because of how high it sits. But that's about it. Once it's set, guys, you need a reference, not a gauge. Not a gauge. This is how high 50 psi would be. You guys want to get me privately, and then I'll tell you how high it would be just to get an average of 50 psi if you were just delayed on your gauge like I was. But here it is. Thanks for watching this video. Hopefully this video helps, and hopefully soon you guys see this car ripping on the street.